Hi folks, this is Kareem Raouf for IT Visualizer channel. We will continue our lab matrix labs, the video number 132. We have been discussing in the previous video the following. We are still working with the topic of troubleshooting Windows using Microsoft Sysinternals suite. We have seen a lot of utilities from this suite: Process Explorer, Process Monitor, TCP View, a lot of useful tools that can help us troubleshoot a lot of issues concerning the Windows. We have seen how this topic was explained using Claude 3.7 Sonnet, Gemini 2.5 Pro, Grok, ChatGPT. So all of these tools explained this topic. We have seen a brief about each one of these tools and what they do exactly, and we have some hands-on exercises how to use these tools and explore their options. And the last thing the AI tools done is to create learning dialogues to explain the sysinternal suits. These learning dialogues between a senior IT and a junior IT concerning a certain case that was solved using the sysinternal suits. And this is a good way to learn a topic through learning dialogues, okay, especially between a junior and a senior, through question and answer uh, format. If you try to ask or to explain a topic using question and answer formats, or to explain a topic using hands-on exercises to practice this topic, or something like a brief explanation in simple terms, uh, especially when you give the AI tools a prompt called layman terms. This will help it to break down the topic to simpler terms and to be very, very simple in explaining the topics. Okay, so today we will continue another case generated by Claude 3.7 Sonnet. Actually, what I have done here, I have already a PDF. This PDF, let me show you guys what this PDF was. This is a good source uh, for the sysinternal tools. This is the troubleshooting with Windows sysinternal tools by Mark Rosenvich, who is the author of this book, and Aaron Magros. And these tools are the creators of these tools. So they are the creators of these tools and the creator of this PDF. A section in this PDF, uh, we will see. Let me show you here. There is a section called uh, something called troubleshooting the case of the unexplained. This contains a lot of real world cases scenarios where they help us or they use their tools to solve these issues. So actually what I have done, I have already took this section and feed it up with the AI tools and tell them to run them or to analyze them and try to create cases that are similar to them, or to create new cases based on what he has learned from these cases in this PDF. So this is one thing. And actually I tried to fed some of these tools the whole PDF of Mr. Mark Rosenbench, just to try to get the most out of it, okay, to analyze it and get a lot of explanation and exercises and create other situations to help us explain this topic. So this is what is, or this is the result of feeding the AI tool Claude 3.7 Sonnet with the cases that was explained explained in Mr. Mark Rodenvinch PDF. Okay, so let's see what will be the first case. Okay, again we have Victor and we have Zara. Victor is the senior IT, which we have a lot of experience in solving different situations. Okay, uh, this is the this is the explanation, or this is the his characteristics. Okay, so if you try, for example, to copy this and try to do a good thing, or something like we can tell Grok to generate an image of vector and see how he will look like. So for example, let's do this. Generate an image based on this description. So now we can have a look upon vector and how he will look like. So here you go, let's see this, and then we can also copy that and try to ask ChatGPT, also ChatGPT 4, to create an image based on this, also this description. Now let's go to Grok. Here we see this is something for or what vector will look like. Okay, here you go, this is vector, how he seems to be, or how he will look like, something like a small salt beard. He's saying that salt and pepper hair. I think this is his hair and this is his beard. And then we have also a flash, and how this vector will look like. If we go and see how ChatGPT will give us a, a visualization of vector, how he will look like. This is something that we can just to add some entertainment to our scenario. So here is vector, how he will look like. If we go to ChatGPT, let's see how he will generate the look of vector. So I think it is maybe a little bit closer to Grok, but here you have like uh, a glass. Here we didn't say that he wear a glass, but anyway, this is how he visualized Victor. He has also a flash that contains the Sysinternal suit. So here is Vector, and we have also another visualization of Vector. Okay, so as we can see here, this is how Victor will look like. Then we have Zara, which is a former graphic designer who switched to IT after discovering her talent for visualizing system architecture. So these two have a situation that they will try to solve uh, using Sysinternal tools. So morning or Monday morning, 7:45 a.m. The company IT support office is quiet except for the hum of computers and the smell of fresh coffee. Victor is reviewing weekend logs with Zara, rushes in looking worried. Okay, Zara hurried, setting down her car for backup. Morning Vector, the help desk is blowing up with calls. Finance department says that their systems keep locking up every 15 minutes or so. They are trying to close the month's reports today. So there is something like they are working on a specific application, and or they are working on their PC, and every 15 minutes the system seems to lock up, and then it works normally again after 15 minutes, every 15 minutes. So every 15 minutes there is a hang, and then this hang is released, and then another 15 minutes another hang is generated again. So Victor calmly sipping coffee from a mug that reads RTFM. The classic Monday symptoms begin. Gesturing to the chair beside him, what should Sherlock Holmes do in this situation, Zara? Gather clues, but it isn't a mystery novel. This is our finance department having a meltdown on reports today. Every technical problem is a mystery novel waiting to be solved. We have suspects, crime scenes, witness, and evidence. Opening his laptop, what do we know so far? So pulling up her iPad and stylus, let's see. 7 users in finance are experiencing the same issue. Their Excel and SAP application freezes about 30 seconds, then resume. Happens roughly every 15 minutes. Started this morning around 6:30 a.m. They have tried rebooting but didn't help. So we have this situation in brief. What happens? 7 users having situation with an Excel and SAP applications. They freeze every 13 minutes, roughly every 15 minutes. Excellent groundwork. Now, what's our first instinct? Check if there is a scheduled task for backup morning, maybe an antivirus scan, something that's consuming resources periodically. This is also one of the good things. So maybe there is a freeze, so there is something, or there is a task, or there is a process that works every 15 minutes on their PCs. So I need to check and see. Maybe it's a backup job, maybe it's an antivirus scan. something that consumes resources periodically. Good starting point, but rather than guessing, let's use the right tools to see what's exactly happening. This sounds like a job for Sysinternal suit. Okay, she's saying that she knows this suit, and he had already talked to her about these tools before. So Victor now is going to his disk drawer and pulling out the USB drive with a label that says Digital Detective Kit. This is the Sys internal suits. Today your lucky day. Then by this afternoon we'll be wielding this like a digital surgeon. Let's head over to finance and see it in action. So you will go to a PC in the finance and try to see the hang situation in action. It's almost 8. If the pattern holds, we should see it happens live, maybe after 15 minutes they can see the hanging process. Victor, perfect timing. Grab your coffee. There is going to be better than a detective novel. So they go to Sarah, which is the finance team leader. Her dual monitor displays Excel spreadsheets and SAP interfaces. Sarah, frustrated, it just happened again about 5 minutes ago, so we need to wait for 10 minutes. Everything freezes, the cursor shows the spinning circle. We know all this spinning circle, and I can't do anything. Then it just comes back like nothing happened. So we will get to the bottom of this. Sarah, mind if we set up some monitoring tools on your system? At this point, I will let you perform an exorcism if it fixes the problem. Actually, try to have something or a funny accent or a funny style. Just please make it stop before 3 p.m. deadline. So now we have Victor. Let's start with the Process Explorer. Think of it as a task manager, much smarter, older sibling. So Process Explorer, this is very, very good. We have seen this tool before. Actually, it gives us a lot of info. Let's try to open it just to uh, see how Victor will explain it. So if you go there and get the tool, this is sys internal suite, and then we have Process Explorer. We will run it the 64 version of it because I am running on a 64 version system. So we have it like administrator. Now you can see this is the Process Explorer. We can see a lot of coloring, a lot of things. We can see purple, we can see brown, we can see a lot of things. Actually, we can get the configure colors. We can see from here all of the the explanation of this. So green for the new objects or new processes created. Deleted objects means the deleted processes or the ended processes. Your own process for the user. Services, this is purple related to services, okay, not programs. Maybe suspended processes, packet images, DLL jobs, .NET processes, immersive processes, protected processes. So we can see this how this color help us to know exactly which process is doing what. So if we go to vector, here is the process explorer, and we can get it side by side like here. So let's go there and try to get our scenario again. Here you go, we have something like that, and try to maybe make it a little bit smaller. So if you go like this, now we can see, or I think I can put it in cascades maybe. So anyway, we can do like this. Also we can make it like that. We try to, so okay, here you go. This is now, it is already uh, restructured. So here let's see uh, what Victor will say. So if you go there and see the process explorer, shows everything running on the system but with much more detail than task manager. See how the processes are arranged in pattern child hierarchy, so you can see every process and the children, or the pair, or you have the parent process and the children process. This is already telling us much story about how programs are launched. Okay, studying the color for process list. The colors mean something, right? I am seeing purple items, some in green. Good eye. Purple indicates compressed or packed executables, sometimes legitimate but often suspicious. Green shows newly launched processes. Red are terminating ones, terminated processes. Process was showing us the system life ecosystem in real time. Okay, so let's configure it to be more helpful. First, we will enable show processes for all users and verify image signatures under options. So if you go to options, and then we have verify image signatures, and let's see if we can tell him to uh, show for all users, where it is. Maybe because actually I have only, or I am only have one user opened, so uh, we cannot see only, I have only one thing. Okay, so we can see only me. Okay, so if there is maybe a couple of users, we can see them all. So we have verify image signature. Now let's add some useful columns. Right click on any column header and select options. So we can see here, for example, we have a couple of columns. We have CPU, we have context switches, we have C switch delta, private bytes, which is related to RAM, session, the user session or the program working in what session. If you have a couple of users, everyone will work under a certain session number. Working set, uh, also related to RAM, PID related to the process unique number, description of the process, okay, what is doing exactly, hardware interrupts and CVE, something, for example, Lazo, it's credential guard, this is the program. We have handles, how much files are opened by this program, package name, company name, the program that have made this, or the company that had made this program, network receives if there is any sent packets by this program through the network, and had we have verified sign. So this also is very important, because if give us a clue about every program if it is signed or not. Okay, now we can see a lot of data here. He needs to add a couple of things, so let's right click and tell him select columns. Now we can add performance or process performance tab. We can add CPU history, so we can know the history of a certain process for CPU consumption. Okay, we have CPU history, we have private bytes. I think we have already this. This is for CPU usage. I know this. We have private bytes, and the working sets are already there. They are already clicked, or already chosen. Okay, so this is, as you see, for the process memory we can see private bytes and working set. Actually they are not under process tab, but they are under process memory. So we can see we have private bytes, we have the working set. So now we can go to the process performance. We have this, all of this is selected. Process IO, I think this is related to uh, hard disk performance. If you go to process IO, we could have IO delta, IO total. So we have uh, IO, where is the delta? So we have reads, delta reads. So he doesn't say to us which delta. It is delta till total. Okay, we have IO delta and I have IO total. I think he is maybe talking about uh, we have delta reads, we have delta writes, we have delta read bytes, we have delta write bytes. So we have a lot of things related to delta. Maybe I think we can take the delta total bytes. I think this could be something, or uh, the the total working of or the read and write. Okay, the total. Okay, let me see. We can have this. Tell him okay, and then we can see there. Here is the CPU history. We can see here that he is giving us the history of the processes. So now he is beginning, for example, we can see here now that this process is happening, or this is the selection. We can see here that it's consuming all of this system idle. So we can see like a small window about the process used or the CPU used for this process. Okay, so this is good. Now we can continue. We will be able to see which process suddenly spikes when the freeze happens. Exactly, Process Explorer updates in real time. Let me show you another trick. Vector clicks the system information display at the top. So this is it. Yes, we can see this. The top showing graphs of CPU, memory, and activity. So you can see a lot of things here. We have delta, or we have, as we can see here, we have a lot of things. We have the summary. Plus we have, for example, now about 40% or 25% used. We have physical memory. We have about 6 gigabyte used of memory. We have the I/O on the hard disk, input and output rate. We have the network. We have something like disk. I don't know what this is related to. Disk activity, I think. So we have the CPU. This is separate one. We have the memory, as we can see here. We have the I/O. So we have disk reads, read and write. So we have read delta and read bytes, read and write, and total. Okay, and we have the graphic card. So we see a lot of useful information from a Process Explorer. These graphs give us the system vital signs: CPU, memory, I/O, GPO. It's like having EKG for the computer. Typing on an iPad, this is already showing me so much information, more than Task Manager, but will it tell us what causes the freeze? Okay, here let's see this question. Process Explorer might catch it, but let's also set up Process Monitor, where Process Explorer shows what's running. Process Monitor shows what processes are doing every file, registry, and network operation in real time. So Vector launches Process Monitor from his USB and folder events rapidly. Okay, this is simple. Let me show you also again Process Monitor. We have seen also this utility before. This is very simple. It's just like a capturing tool. You can capture the activity of a certain PC. Just a moment, here you go. So this is, we have Sysinternal suits, we have Process Monitor. This is it, and you can run it. And then we can see here now it asks us to files were in effect last time and you exited, so we will cancel that. Now you can capture, stop the capture or begin the capture. So now we can tell him to capture processes. Okay, and then he will begin capturing, or he begin monitoring my system. Okay, this will take some time because it's taking a lot of process, so he's filtering, excludes, so on. So this is the process monitor. You will monitor the processes and then filter to see each process is doing what. This is very simple and very easy. Okay, and we can filter, see which process is doing what. We have seen this before in previous videos. Okay, so let's continue and see what Victor have to say about this. Okay, so now we will begin capturing. Now we can analyze what's happening during the freeze. First, let's look at the Process Explorer so we can see the CPU. Okay, let me see that. So let me see if I can go further. Okay, so now we are capturing the activity using Process Monitor, and then capture when the freeze happens. So here we can see now that we open Process Monitor to capture the moment of the freeze. So now Sarah is saying that that's happening, so he begin opening the Process Monitor to capture this event, and then after finishing it, or after everything returns back to normal, he press Ctrl E to end the capture process. Okay, so now we can analyze what's happening during the freeze. First, let's look at the Process Explorer. The CPU graph in Process Explorer shows a clear spike with one process as 50% utilization, pointing something called backup service. So this seems very clear that there is a backup process running. This which caused the hang. It's 50% CPU right now when the freeze happened. Good catch. A dual system core like this, 50% means one core is maxed out. Let's look at the process more closely. Victor right clicks backup service and select properties. A detailed properties window appear. This processor belongs to our backup software, but it shouldn't be running at this time. So there is a process, or there is a backup agent that is backing up some files and folders on Sarah, the finance leader team. Okay. This process belongs to our backup software. It shouldn't be running at this time of day. Let's check what's doing in the process monitor. So now we have the process explorer. We see the process itself, and we see some details about it. Now we go to what we have captured through the process monitor. We'll tell it to filter and focus on the data captured for this process, okay, during the freeze. Now we are seeing events from the backup process. Let's look at the end of the capture when the freeze occurred. Victor scrolls out to the end of the events and examines the last few dozen entries. Okay, so look here, it's scanning the finance directory, including all Excel files. This could explain the periodic freeze. It's trying to back up files that are currently in use. So this is a good thing. You should not work on some files, okay, when your backup software is backing them up. Okay, sometimes this uh, can be running smoothly, or it can affect the opened file that you are trying to back up. But it's best practice not to back up or not to work on a backup file that it is opened. So for example, if I am backing up some files, okay, we need to do this during the off hours of or off working hours, okay. So but why it is running now? Isn't backup scheduled for overnight? Excellent question. Let's use another Sysinternals tools to find out. This time let's try autoruns to see what triggers this backup process. We know also autoruns. This is another program that will show you what programs and schedule tasks or anything that launch automatically uh, when your PC boots up or when the user logs in. Okay, so we can see we have autoruns. Here you go, this is it. And then we can run as administrator. Now we can see this. So we can see a lot of things during login. There is the entries here that all of these will launch automatically when I log in. Okay, we see schedule task also that runs automatically, or auto runs or auto run. We have services that also work automatically. We have a lot of things actually. So let's see what vectors needs to see from auto run. Autorun shows everything that starts automatically on Windows: services, schedule tasks, startup folders, registry entries. It is most comprehensive view of what launches on your system. Autoruns display hundreds of entries, vector types, backup in the search box, filtering the list. So also we can filter from here. For example, let me say Adobe. So here we can see that I have, for example, the Adobe reader. There is a registry key. Uh, we can see from here Adobe Acrobat keeps your Adobe software up to date. So this is an update service. Okay, this will update my Adobe Reader, and here is the file that this registry key launches or work with. So we can see here, this is it, and we can see a lot of useful information. We can see, for example, it was I think this is the last runtime maybe. So we have 18/12/2024. Yes, this is the last time that it ran. It ran last year, maybe. It is verified, and this is the version, and this is the size. So we can see very useful thing. Now, interesting. There is an entry for backup service scheduled to run every 15 minutes. So there is a schedule task on Sarah's financial team leader PC, a scheduled task to run the backup software every 15 minutes. But why should backup be scheduled during work hours? Checking on the entry, let's see, this was added last Friday at 4:45 p.m. Wasn't that when the new backup system was being deployed? Sarah from behind. Yes, IT was installing something new on Friday afternoon. They said it wouldn't affect our work. Mystery solved. Then the deployment team made a configuration error. The incremental backup job is scheduled to run every 15 minutes instead of once daily. So you have, if you all know the backup jobs structure, you can take a full backup one day, and to take after that, for example, the first day in the week, you can take a full backup, and then you can take the rest of the week incremental backups to save space, so you can return anything easily. Okay, the full backup takes a lot of storage, but taking full backup and then incremental backups save a lot of storage for save a lot of storage on your storage containers or on your storage servers, for example. Okay, so here's taking that the incremental backup should run every once a day, not every 15 minutes, and it should run during the off hours, okay, or off working hours. When it runs, it scans all your finance files, temporary freezing access to them. Actually, some software doesn't do that. Some programs, if the file is currently open, they can uh, back it up using a shadow copy option. This can be done, but maybe this is an old backing up software that needs the file to be closed when they are backing it up. But actually, this is not uh, 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 a correct thing, but let's assume that this is the situation. Okay, so how do we fix it? We have two options. We should disable this entry in auto runs right now as a temporary fix, or we should correct the actual backup configuration. Actually, now I think the most reasonable thing is to correct the actual backup configuration. Okay, wouldn't disabling it means that the files aren't being backed up at all? Yes, if you disable it, the files will not be backed up. So you are thinking like a system administrator now. That's right, let's do this properly. So he pulls his phone, makes up a quick call to the backup team explaining the situation. After brief conversation, he hangs up. They are fixing the configuration now. The backup job will reschedule to run only at 2 a.m. Okay, that's good, Sarah. You should see no more freezes after the current job completes. So this is the situation. Thank you, figured out it so quickly. Victor nodding up towards Zara. We had the right tools for the job. Sysinternals tools let us see what's happening rather than just guessing. They leave Sarah's desk and head back towards the IT office. That was evading. We identified the exact cause in minutes, but there are so many sysinternal tools in your USB drive. How do you know which one to use when? Each tool is specific is a specialty, but Process Explorer and Process Monitor are your bread and butter. Together they show you nearly everything happened on the system, but you are right, there is more to learn. Want to set up a properly equipped troubleshooting lab when you get back to office? So they will do a lab and we will see how this lab is created and how he will give us scenarios to solve. Okay, so let's see Vector and Zero. Okay, absolutely, I want to master these tools. Vector, then let's turn this crisis into a learning opportunity. So this is the first case to be solved. As we can see here, this is solved using Process Explorer, and we have Process Monitor, and we have auto runs. All of this will help us to identify processes and capture processes running on your PC, and auto runs will help us to see if there is any software or processes that launch automatically when you open your PC or log in with your username. So we have go to another case. We have the challenge escalation, another thing, the malware mystery. 11:30 a.m. IT office. The backup issue has been solved, but Victor and Zara are setting up a test environment. A frantic call comes in from the marketing department. Victor hanging up the phone. Looks like we have another situation. James in the marketing saying that his computer is acting strangely. Programs closing by themselves, strange pop-ups, and it's running unusually slow. As we see, strange pop-ups. This is a malware issue. Okay, we have seen this a lot. Seriously, did he click on another? We have won a free vacation email. This is it. Gathering is kit perhaps, but let's not jump to conclusion. This is actually perfect timing. Malware investigation is where sysinternal tools really shine. Bring your notebook. Actually, I remember a situation where I have seen something like that. I have solved it by just uh, booting to safe mode, and we will see that Vector will do that. I boot to safe mode and then use uh, some malware tools to remove the malware and make a full scan, and then after that everything is removed. I boot up again in normal mode and everything works perfectly. But actually this is a very systematic approach. uh, Vector have it in more details. Even though you can use malware and other tools to fix and remove the malware, but you need to make sure it doesn't leave any traces in the registry or something else. Even though the malware tools should do this for you, okay, but anyway you should confirm. So anyway, let's see how Victor will solve this issue. They says to marketing department and find James looking distressed at his computer. Thanks for coming so quickly. It started about an hour ago. Programs keep closing and I keep getting these security warning pop-up warnings saying your computer is infected. Very famous malware situation. And I need to call some number. That's good. Examining the classic scareware tactics. Let me take a look. Victor plugs in his USB. First, let's run Process Explorer to see what's running in your system. He launched Process Explorer. He shows a suspicious process highlighted in purple. So we can see the purple one. I think this is related to uh, a packed or a packed process or obfuscated, and it has no company name. Those are red flags. So you see this process, it is not having a company name. So who has created it or who has uh, make this program, no company name. And actually also maybe it's not verified, you do not see a signature. So this can be uh, a red flag. And actually you can see from the task manager the process of, for example, he's saying that you have a pop-up that's saying that your computer is infected. You can see the pop-up name or the program that launches the pop-up, and then you can go to the process explorer and see it. Okay, so anyway, so he's saying that you have no company name, there are red flags, and it's not in 32 system 32 where Windows files should be. It is in the user app folder. So this is not, the pop-up is not related to the antivirus or related to the Windows operating system. This is related to a third-party software because it is launched from a user's app data folder or from the user profile folders. Okay, and actually this is another indicator, because if it is a program, it will run uh, from not from the user profiles folders. It will run from the Windows folders, okay, or the program file folder in the C partition. So good observation. Let's check what is doing with the process monitor. So we will launch the process monitor, and then we will begin seeing the processes. We will filter and see which which or what the process is doing. So let's watch its behavior for a moment. Process monitor shows numerous registry and file operations through the process monitor. There are leaning closer, it's modifying registry keys and so on. So it's playing something in this registry key. This process is adding something to this registry or this registry entry. And this is related to the auto run or the startup location. Everything that will start up automatically is listed in this registry key. So exactly, it's ensuring that it runs every time with Windows Start. Let me use another sysinternal tools to check all other auto start locations. The auto run, for example, auto run will show us everything where this malware might be hiding. So we will type the name of the program and then through the auto run software and see if it is in other locations other than the registry. Vector launches autorun and checks the verify code signature option. So there is also in Process Explorer we can see verify signature, and in autorun let me see if we have this option, because actually I didn't see that. So we can see here something called options. Where is the let me see, there is something here. Let's see. He's saying that the verify signatures option. How we can do this? So we can go to options, scan options, verify code signature. So it is already checked, but how I can know this is signed or not? So for example, let me go to for example to the maybe login. So here we see it is verified, so we can see we have the publisher, we have, for example, this is Adobe, it is verified. So we have the publisher verified. Okay, so this is a verified program. Maybe here this we can see the verification. Okay, so this seems to be good. Let's go and see verify code signature option. I am enabling code signature verification so we can easily spot unassigned software that's configured to run automatically. Okay, auto run shows several suspicious entries highlighted in yellow. There's something highlighted in yellow, everything. So here we have everything that launches automatically on my PC. We see the description, we see the image path, we see everything. Okay, so we have everything, and so here he is saying that we have a problem with this one, saying that Adobe type manager file not found. So there is a missing file concerning the Adobe Reader. Okay, let me continue. If there are any other warnings, so I don't see anything actually. This seems to be the only error here. So is there anything related to the theme font? Maybe if we can know the if there is uh, we can see uh, what the color means. Another thing here, let me show you. So here, if I click on this one and tell him get it through Process Explorer, so we can stop on one entry and tell him Process Explorer, he will launch the Process Explorer. Yes, let's see that. So now he will get auto run fail to launch or locate Process Explorer. No, he have already got the Process Explorer, but he already launched it, so that's it. No, I think let me close it. So for example, I need to go to one thing and try to launch the Process Explorer. So for example, I do this and right click Process Explorer. So now we can see this. Let me see, it will get this process or this entry. So let's see that. So failed to launch. I don't think it got it anyway. So let's see Vector saying that we have uh, something. Okay, uh, all signed linked. So okay, we have several suspicious entries highlighted in yellow. Look at these entries, they are all unassigned and are linked to that suspicious executable we found. That confirms we are dealing with a malware. Now let's identify exactly what it is using another tool called sign check. So how we have discovered the malware? First, through the process explorer, he identified the process, and then through the process monitor he tried to see what this process is doing to the registry and files of the operating system, and then he used the auto run to make sure that, or to deep dive to see if it is hiding in registry or other parts of the system. And then another thing, he will try to see if this program is signed through the sign check. So now he will go to the folder that contains the program And actually this is very suspicious because it is running from the app data or the user profile folder, which called app data roaming. This is like uh, it's like a portable program. Okay, and now we can see he's doing this option. This, what it will do, it will show that the file is unassigned. So this how to verify if a file is signed or not. I think we can do that. So we can uh, go to the folder. I can do this from, let me go for example to CMD and press this and try to verify for example a program. Maybe if we can go there and see, for example, go to for example, let's go to a folder that contains a program. For example, let's go to CD program. First, let's CD program files. We can tell him tab. So, okay, we can go to CD double dots, CD double dots. Then we have CD PRO program files. Then we can tell him dir. So you can see a lot of programs in my folder. Let's go, for example, to CD Team Viewer. Okay, and then try to use this thing to verify that my Team Viewer or the Team Viewer program is signed. So we can take this one, sign V, copy, and then go to there and tell him Team Viewer. I think this is the exe your.exe. I think this is the program. So let's see if this is signed. So I can see here that uh, file version so and so here he is opening contact us. So what he have done already, so start free. What is this one? So start free, what is this is do? Let's tell him to start free. What is doing actually, I don't know. I think it's going to no. So let me see what happened here. It's minus V. Let me see first if this folder contains the program that I'm trying to see. So let's V. I think minus V means it will scan it by a utility called virus total. But first let me see if we have or the location of the program of the team viewer. So here I will go to team viewer. So we have the team viewer. Let me see the location. So it is C programs. Let me open the location. Now we have it. So this is the team viewer. We can right click and rename. Okay, and we can copy like this one. Okay, this is copy. And here you go. I think this is the program. So we have it in C program files. Press Y. So I think here I have missed something. So I need to type Y and tell him agree. So that's it. Now we can see that it's saying that it is signed. This is by the publisher, Team Viewer Germany. This is the company, and we can see it is a verified product, VTE detection 0 out of 78. So as we can see here that this is VT link detection 0 out of 75. So I think this is a verified one. Okay, so this is how we can verify if a file is checked or not, or it is signed or not. So okay, let me go and try to see vector here. So it's an unsigned and includes a virus total result indicating the multiple antivirus engine detect it's a malware. So let me see something. If this link, can we take it and see if we can copy this? So I can copy it and go to a website and see the results. If you go there and do like this, so this is TeamViewer, okay, 82, and what does it say from what I can say from here? It is community detection details. So what I know from here, okay, so uh, here detection, it is TeamViewer, okay, no security vendors flagged this file as malicious. So this is how we can this is not a malicious one, okay, that's good. So this is a good thing, we can verify it in a very simple way. So let's continue and see. I suspected it's a malware. Let's try one more sysinternal tool called streams to check if there is any alternative data streams attached to this file. So he will try to see if this file is talking to another, or it is communicating with another thing. So let's see, for example, if you can do this for TeamViewer. You can tell him streams, and we can see if TeamViewer is talking to another program. So we can take this TeamViewer.exe. This will let you look inside the program itself to see if it's talking to other things or it's talking to any suspicious thing. So let's see. So we don't find anything revealed, so there is nothing in the program itself. Let's see here, streams. What are alternative data streams? They are hidden data attached to normal files. Malware sometimes use them to hide additional code or data. In this case, I don't see any. Now let's see what connections this malware is making. Again, we can open another program which is called TCP view. So you can open Process Explorer and see the tab TCP tab. So for example, let me show you what this means. So for example, if you have a program and you need to know if it is talking to external sources, we just open the Process Explorer. For example, let me get any program. So for example, one of these programs like uh, let me get a program like age, for example, then we can get to the properties of it. We can see, for example, TCP IP. Here you can see if it is talking to any other sources or any other programs, okay, or any other external IP addresses, but here it is not talking to anything, but this is how you can do that. So anyway, or you can open TCP view. There is another program called TCP view. This will show you every program and if it is talking to external. So we can see, for example, age here is talking to this IP address. So this is a good thing. We have Microsoft Teams talking to another IP address. So this is a good thing. You can see a lot of useful information from these two programs. Anyway, so he's saying it's connecting to an IP address that identifies not our network. It's likely sending data to a command and control server. So what's our next step? Should we run the antivirus? We need to be methodical. First, let's use Process Explorer to terminate the malicious process. So we will suspend it. This is another thing I have found here useful. I'm suspending it first rather than killing it directly. Malware often use a buddy system where multiple processes monitor each other and restart if one is killed. Let me see something here. If this is his correct statement, let's go to Grok and see uh, is this statement correct. Let's see if this will be a good thing to know. First, I didn't tell him to think, but just to give me a quick answer. Well, it's taking a lot of time actually. Let's copy this and see if, for example, Gemini will give us an answer, and we can have also here for chat GPT. Let's see that. So here is saying that this statement is generically correct and describes a known malware technique. Here is a breakdown. Body system watchdog process. Malware indeed often employs techniques where multiple processes monitor each other. This is a persistent mechanism. If one process terminated, killed, the other body or watchdog process detects this and can restart the killed process. This makes the malware harder to remove simply by killing its observed process. Monitoring and restarting. The watchdog process constantly check if there is counterpart is running. If it disappears due to be killed by user or security software, the watchdog initiates its restart. This can involve relaunching the executable or injecting code into another process. So that's perfect. Suspend first versus killing directly. Killing a process immediately signals its termination, potentially triggering the watchdog process to restart it very quickly. Suspending this process, however, halts execution without terminating it immediately. This pause might give analysis time to identify and then suspend or terminate the associated watchdog process before killing the original malware process. Once both are suspended or the watchdog is killed, the primary process can be killed without any immediate restart. So this is a correct approach by Victor. He see if this process is being watched by another process and kill the watching process or the watchdog and then kill the original process. So this is a good thing, and actually I didn't know this technique before. Okay, so this is good. If we go and see ChatGPT, in IT security, when dealing with a malware, suspending a process rather than killing it is a common technique. This approach is being used is used because malware often operates with a body system where multiple processes work together to monitor and restart each other. If one process is killed, other one may detect it and attempt to restart the malware to ensure it's persistent. By suspending the process, you can analyze it or neutralize it without triggering a self-healing mechanism that could result from killing it outright. So that's good. If we go to Grok, we see the same. Okay, a body. Okay. So that's good. Uh, okay, that's good. Very good. Okay, that seems to be a good thing. Now let's continue with the scenario. Victor continues to find suspend other suspicious processes, then terminating them all. Now let's use autorun to disable all those startup entries. We have seen the autorun. Victor worked through autorun and checking all suspicious startup entries. We need to check out one more thing. Let's use the list DLL to see if this malware has injected code into legitimate processes. So he's seeing if this software has already injected or has infected the system DLL files. So we can see here list DLL minus V. This is another program called this DLL. We have seen this before. This output shows a suspicious DLL loaded into multiple processes. So this is it. The system or the system DLL files are infected. So we need to uh, clean them. This is incredible. We have used 5 different system tools just for this one investigation. Actually, this is a very methodological approach. We have seen that we have used Process Explorer. We have seen that we have used Process Monitor. We have used Autorun program. We have used Sign Check program. We used List DLL program. So all of these are just to identify how the program is working or how the malware is working. Now the last process is to use malware software to remove the malware. because it infected the system. Okay, now we're responsive. Each tool have different. So how do you fix my computer? We will need to reboot in safe mode. This is what I have done before. I've done a full malware scan, but first let's capture everything we have learned so far by using proc dump. We take a dump for this program so we can analyze it later. Okay, so proc dump minus a, this is the program. It will take a dump so you can analyze it later. James' computer restarts and boots into safe mode. In safe mode, most auto start entries aren't processed, which give us a clean environment to work from. Let's run auto run again and permanently remove those malicious entries. So uh, he have done this, but he didn't run the malware software or or anti-malware. Vector runs, auto runs delete the malicious entries rather than just disabling them. Now let's use the stream utility again to check if all recently downloaded files from any hidden zone identify streams that might indicate they came from the internet. So here, this is another thing. Here is a checking. So how this malware has infected the machine. He is suspecting that James has downloaded something from the internet, and the program downloaded will communicate with another malicious website to download the malware. So he is checking for streams. He will checking all of the programs in the downloads folder in James folder or James user profile folders, and see if uh, if any one of these programs contains any malicious thing. Let me try to see. I have already a folder for downloads. Uh, Let me see if I have anything there. If I go to downloads, well, I have a couple of programs there. Will he scan for them? Let me see if this will be the case. So let's go there and tell him stream. And if we go to Karim, let me see if this will work and see if it will scan for anything. And let's press enter. So what this means, so we have uh, zone identifier data. So what this data means, let me see. So here he's saying let's return to James. The command revealed several files with zone identifier streams. These are the files that came from the internet. Let's examine them with the strings to see if we can identify which one was the initial infection vector. So what is zone identifier here? So let me do something here. I will take this data and ask Grok to explain it. Explain this data in layman terms. Let's see how we can comprehend this data, layman's terms, and let's see if I can help me explain it or to interpret. Okay, so let's see how this will. So it's talking about checking the files in the download folder and any subfolder inside it under the user Karim to see which ones have a special tag that Windows add to files downloaded from the internet or other external source. This tag is called a zone identifier. It's like a little note Windows attached to a file to say, hey, this came from somewhere outside your computer. so be careful. Okay, so that's good. Now we have seen that it's looking there, it's searching for zone identifier tag on every file, then it filters the result to show only the files that have this tag along with some extra information. So let's see what this data means. The output says, those lines say zone identifier data followed by a number 424, 6137 and so on. Tells us that the command found this tag on multiple files. Each line represents a different file. It has this zone identifier marker. The numbers like 424 or 50 show the size of the marker in byte, but for our purpose it's just a technical detail. The key point is that each line means one file has been flagged by Windows as coming from an external source. If you count the lines, there are 23 of them. That means that 23 files in your downloads folder as marked as download from the internet or somewhere outside your local computer. This could things like documents, pictures, so and so. So what does matter? We'll use this tag as a safety feature. When you try to open a file or run one of the files, you might see a warning pop up saying something like this came from the other computer, or maybe blocked to protect you, saying that these files are dangerous, just came from outside, so and so. So let's see in short. Says that you have 23 files in your download folder and its subfolders that Windows identifies as coming from the internet or other external sources. These files have a special marker attached to them which Windows used to warn you it might be risky to open or run since they didn't originate from your local computer. So again, I don't see how this will help us, but let me do something here. If we go and see uh, uh, the, the, the syntax themes sys internals tool. So here you go. Let's see the syntax because so we can identify or how we can use it. So here minus s minus d. So as we can see here, let's see the description. Uh, Name and size of any. So here this is minus s find zone dot identifier. So it will seek something or it will so all of these are from the internet, but I don't know what is data. So this I don't know how can I interpret this. Okay, let me see or ask Brock. Enhance this command line. Let's see if it will give us more info. Let's see if it can give us a more useful commandlet. So here Vector is trying to see these files came from the internet. Let's examine them with the strings to see if we can identify which one has the initial vector. Strings is another tool. It can also, I think, goes uh, inside the program and see if it contains any things. Let me see, or let me first see if Grok can give us something here. So here to enhance the program. So here let's see this. Uh, so to enhance this program, we will have streams find zone identifier. To enhance this given line, let's see enhanced commands. You will see R for R, so find rin none has. So what this will do, include file passes, solution for loop, error problem with the original one, strings accessible, probability, uh, uh, provides a clear error-free list of files with zone identifier stream, making it more informative in user-friendly way. Let's see if I can use this one. Okay, he's taken each one of the files, has zone identifier, all of these are files with zone identifier. Uh, okay, but how I can get the zone identifier? Let's go there. How I can get the zone identifier? I mean the place where it was downloaded from. Let's see this one. So maybe zone identifier, this means it is downloaded uh, maybe from the internet. There is a way I can these numbers that can be interpreted, how I can know these numbers. So we can see here 27 27, how we can change this number to a useful thing. Okay, let's see if he can help us by this. uh, okay, to find out where a program was downloaded from, use command prompt more file or PowerShell get content, find name minus stream zone identifier. Oh, this can be done. Okay, so I can go uh, look for referral. Okay, zone. If only zone ID appears, it's from the internet, but you may need to check your browser history. So I think let me see, for example, if I take something, a command prompt more. So if I take this, let me see if I can do this. Let me do like that and get the file name, maybe something like this. Where is the file that I need to take? For example, let's get this program. So we can take copy and then we can make like that. Let's see if I can get the zone identifier. This will help me to do that. System could not file the specified file. I think we need to have the whole path. So let's copy it, something like this one. So we can do like this, copy, and then we can change this to, okay, and let's see if we can have something like that. So we have, okay, so that's good. Now we can get now zone 3. This is from the internet, and this is the place that we have got the program. Very, very good. So now we can have through the zone identifier, we can get where this program was downloaded from. Very, very good info. So we have everything clarified by this program or by this commandlet. Very, very good. So now we have this, so we know where it is downloaded. To know the content, or to know if this program contains any malicious code, we can use strings, another thing or another program, to know what this program contains. This also shows obfuscative JavaScript and suspicious URL string. So this program should be a normal program setup, not containing JavaScript or things. So this is disguised. Found it. This executable was disguised as PDF invoice, contains the malware. James, do you remember opening this file? This is an invoice. We can say, James embarrassed, yeah, I have got an email saying it was an invoice that indeed needed urgent approval. I thought it was strange that it was an exe file, but I opened it anyway. So this is script. Let me see if I can also open a file, maybe for example like team viewer or something. Let me see. So I can for example take a program and see if it contains anything. For example here, Kareem, let's take for example uh, shadow copy. This is a program, okay, I have used before. So let's see if it contains anything. So let's see now. Control V and then press enter. Let's accept. So you see this is what the uh, exe file contains. We can see, I think this is coding. We can see here that the program must run under Windows 32. So I think this is a coding issue. We do not see anything abnormal. All of these are uh, things here. So we do not see any suspicious thing, maybe a script, maybe something. So this is something like a program that help us to see what the exe file contains. Okay, so I think this is also a good thing, very, very good. So now we go and continue with Victor. Okay, so now after all of this, so now strangely now we have detected, or we have seen the malware. We have seen how does it infected the machine through a program invoice PDF. So, and see a very, very useful case from my point of view. Uh, and actually I have learned a lot from this one. So now we have a full antivirus scan. After the scan completes and malware is removed, they reboot back into normal mode. Now we like watching digital forensic investigation. You use so many different tools together. That's the power of Sysinternals. It's not just one tool, but it's an entire suite that works together. Now, shall we continue setting up the test environment so we can practice with these tools itself? I think this is marvelous exercise. We have seen how we can use a lot of tools: Process Explorer, Process Monitor, auto runs, streams, strings, uh, very sign verification or sign check. So a lot of things we can see how we have a complete analyzation of how the malware has infected the machine. Actually, we need to practice something like this a lot. Okay, this seems to be a good exercise. We can learn from it a lot. So the upcoming video now, he is talking about making a laboratory setup to exercise what we have done before. So I will stop at scene 4 from this case and continue with God will the upcoming video. Hope this video is informative to you all, and thank you all for viewing. Thank you so much.